everybody. Welcome back to Formula Facts. We are getting up to the best part of the year. It is Formula One season. We're getting ready to go to Melbourne for the first race this season. Destinee, what do we expect from this first race in Melbourne, Australia?
Chaos.
Just like
Always
last.
chaos. Just like last year. It's my favorite race because, sometimes you can watch a whole F1 race by watching the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes. And last year's Melbourne race was definitely not that. It was torrential downpour, constant wrecks, constant crashes, kept you on the edge of your seat. And this year should be no different because this is the first debut that we're going to see of the new 2026 regulations. We don't know if the start is going to be as exciting as it is in the past. We don't know what anything's going to look like going into turn one. We don't know if Aston Martin's car is going to hold together for an entire lap. So chaos.
So
Beautiful.
let's break it down one by one. Something that I think might be a little interesting, and we can talk about this first and we can get into the crazier stuff maybe a little bit after. But let's talk about that race start. I know we saw a lot of clips in the practices at Bahrain, and watching that Ferrari, and I think it was Lewis Hamilton, watching it jump. And they were saying it doesn't matter if they start 22nd on the grid. They can be in first by the end of that first corner. I mean, that is something that's so exciting to hear out of this Ferrari. But again, we have to remember, it's Ferrari. But still, like, the power in that engine was insane. And that was a car that we really weren't expecting that much out of.
Well, and it's also a thing where it seems like some of the grid is going to have that power and some of the grid isn't. So you're going to have cars that are really slow off the start, and you might have some cars that are really fast off of the start. It's just going to depend. It's these new regulations, they have to really rev the engines up in order to get them in a place where they can go like that. So we'll see. The start may be an issue. We don't really know.
Yeah, I think they were saying the best cars so far that had the best engine outputs in terms of power was Ferrari, and they definitely said Red Bull was looking really good with their power output. And, Mercedes has also been looking really well. But I think Red Bull was really surprising, which is exciting. We're both Red Bull fans, so it's something to look forward to for them.
Yeah, and I think they'll probably have the best power as far as everything on the grid. If you're going to look at a season consistently, my money's on Red Bull this year because it seems like they have a lot of success with their Ford powertrains. It seems like everything's going well for them. They're kind of pushing everything under the rug, but I bet we're going to see some success this year, especially starting this week's race. Now, Mercedes is in a bit of a kerfuffle with the FIA, and that has been finally sorted out, and they do have to make some changes to their engine because of the way they interpreted the rules. The issue with that is that kind of half the grid is using a Mercedes power unit. So half the grid is going to be, either really performing the first half and then, not seeing the same performance the second half, or maybe they can figure something out. But these changes have to be in effect by July. So we'll see what ends up happening. That's why my money's on Red Bull for consistency. They do not have the same issue. They are their own engine supplier with Ford. So I think we're going to see most consistent team, Red Bull.
Yeah, each team definitely has like their wild card, which is we look at Ferrari and their wild card is like the strategy. We look at Mercedes and it's going to be like the challenges they're going to have. When we get halfway through the season, with the car itself and the engine, I think Red Bull's wild card is that second driver's seat, and so something that's so exciting for this 2026 season is that each team has something that's really exciting to look forward to, but something that we can all worry about. So that's what's really going to keep everybody on their toes. This is so incredible that we're going to go into the first race this season and we have no idea who's going to win. Last year we looked at it. We know it's going to be Max. It could be Lando. It could be Oscar. But now we're like, this is going to be crazy. We have no idea who it could be. It could be Mercedes. It could be a Ferrari. It could be a Red Bull. It could be a McLaren. We have no clue. So that's something to look forward to. I wonder, how do we think that Isaac Hadjar, last time he was in Melbourne, it was a rough start for him. Well, or lack of it.
Poor dude still hasn't completed a race at Melbourne. He went out on the start lap, not even the start lap. What's that lap called? I've forgotten. Formation lap.
Formation lap. Oh my!
Dude went out on the formation lap.
That's
Oh,
why we have Lewis Hamilton's dead.
but look, it really worked out for him. He's now Red Bull's second seat. So, he'll probably last 2 races and then get cut.
Who's next, right? Who's next? They still have Liam Lawson. He already tried it. Yuki's in the reserve. They already, but now they have the new guy. I mean, they're gonna put the new guy.
Bring back Danny Rick.
Let's go. He's ready to go. I could see it come back. Him and Christian Horner coming back halfway through the season or something. It'd be pretty crazy.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Melbourne as a race. So it does take place at Albert Park. I'm going to release a video about the history of the Australian Grand Prix, probably tomorrow. But essentially, the Australian Grand Prix kind of hopped around a little bit. And for a little while, it was in Adelaide, but now it has found its home in Melbourne. So it's at Albert Park, which is a temporary street track. So it's very exciting, very fast. There are crazy iconic moments. So the Australian Grand Prix is kind of known for its chaos. So there's a story about, oh my goodness, how did I just forget his name? Martin Brundle's Jordan got airborne. It was like launched and in lap 1 year, and the car's totaled, it's wrecked. He gets out of the car, he runs to the pit lane and jumps in a spare car and completes the race. It's so crazy. Then Mark Webber, who manages Oscar Piastri, he is also Australian. He had his debut at his Melbourne race, and he finished P5 on his rookie season, his first race. And he had such a fantastic review from that. And the crowd was apparently going crazy. The most wins for the Australian Grand Prix is Michael Schumacher, and Lewis Hamilton has the most pole positions at this track. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting track that they start the season at, but I think it's also a very smart move by Formula One to start their season, in Australia. This is a track where we can see all sort of things happen. We talked about last year, all the chaos that happened, and that was definitely because it was rainy. It was the first race of the year. But I think it's a good track that everybody can just start off in. This is when everybody gets there, the fresh slate. It's a new season, new year. Everybody's got 0 points. Go out there and race. So I think it really is a nice track to watch a race at. You don't want the first race this season to be a boring one. Like Monaco. That's why they stick it in the middle. Get it. But it's going to be an exciting race, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think something that we really need to be looking out for in this race, and we briefly talked about it in the beginning, but I think Aston Martin is going to be a huge wild card in this race.
I think wild card is an understatement. I think they're going to be thrilled if they get more than 25 laps out of this car. No way they end up completing the race.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, just what we've been looking at going on in the news recently is, it looks like there's a bunch of problems going on over the car itself, over what's going on with Honda. So the Honda was saying, kind of almost blaming it on Aston Martin a little bit, and then Aston Martin's, blaming the Honda engine. So it's really all over the place about what's going on over at Aston Martin. And this is something that is so disappointing. I mean, we have been talking about this 2026 Aston Martin for about 2 years now. It's ridiculous. I mean, this is the same thing we were doing with Williams, but at least Williams is going to go out there and hopefully finish the race. But Aston Martin, this is a car that they hired Adrian Newey, and what did they say? They said we haven't even seen him because he's been in his office working on the car, and they've been. But look at it; it's going to go out there in the first race, and we have Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso, and they're going to get 50 laps between the two of them. I mean, what are we doing?
Right. Well, they described it as the car shaking so violently that it might actually come apart.
It's like the cartoons when you're driving and then everything just falls off and you just skid across the road.
That's exactly what's
I got to do a meme on that. I should do a meme on that.
Yes, you should. But you know what I mean? Like, we're not talking about some rookie designer either. We're talking about one of the greatest F1 car designers of our time. And I mean, how does a thing like this happen? Especially when you also have the best and most state-of-the-art facilities.
Just gonna say it, they have all the resources.
Right? Absolutely crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen there.
I think
But
for
I
the
mean,
first time you might be able to blame something in Aston Martin, not on Lance Stroll. You know, right? I don't know. It's super disappointing from them. Not like I was gonna be rooting for Aston Martin. I want them, to go out there and be at the top of the grid every single time. But just something that I think is disappointing for them, disappointing for the you know tens of Aston Martin fans in the world. I don't know. It really is something that And imagine if you're Lawrence Stroll, who paid all this, billions of dollars. What are you getting out of it? Nothing.
yeah, they better get their act together quick. On the plus side, though, Max Verstappen was quoted today by the media essentially saying, I mean, he's Max, so he sandbags everything, right? We know this. He was saying that he'll drive whatever car he's given, even if it's like a grocery store trolley, to its limits. So Max is going to put the Red Bull through its paces. I don't think we should expect anything less. And George Russell's kind of being hinted that maybe he will be the bigger competitor for Max this year. What do you make about that?
About George Russell competing with Max? No. I don't see it. I mean, just on, the only thing that could propel George Russell ahead of Max would be the car itself. But really, from what I've been seeing, is it doesn't look like the car is going to be as good as we thought it was going to be. I mean, we thought it was going to be amazing. We thought they were going to be a whole other level compared to Red Bull. And I really don't. They might have an upper hand, but I don't think it's a whole nother level like we were first expecting. And just with Max and his rivalry with George and his driving style, his strategy, his fundamentals that he has, I don't see it being any competition if the cars are remotely similar.
I don't know. I'm not going to count him out.
It's George Russell though. George Russell is, what he does. I mean, every once in a while he has a nice race, but most of the time he's just spinning out into the wall. So I mean, I don't know.
Listen, you still need to watch this new season of Drive to Survive, and I guarantee you it will adjust your framing on George Russell because he does not hold back.
Well, I love Drive to Survive. I mean, I became a Formula One fan because of Drive to Survive. But a mixture of me being busy, but also it's just like, why am I going to go watch this season? I'm going to sit in my house and watch it and be upset. I'm reliving Max not winning. I'm reliving Lando winning. I'm reliving Zach Brown being a complete jerk the whole season, which happens every year. Christian Horner's going to get fired. I mean, like, I don't want to watch all this. I don't want to do it. I mean, eventually I'm going to end up watching it. But from what you said, I'm excited about it, but I'm also a little like, ugh, dreading it.
I also don't know how I'm just going to say this, and the internet can hate me for it. I don't care. There's no way that you watch this season of Drive to Survive and you still like Zach Brown. It is impossible. It is actually impossible to sit through it and not say you're a huge loser.
Well, I
Just
think a lot of people enjoy the competitivism out of a lot of people. I mean, Christian Horner had some pretty great moments, and he was, he could be very competitive, and he had some nice comments. But him and Toto, along with Toto, Toto was very competitive. But when we were watching them, like, we loved that rivalry between these two people. But Zach Brown just ruins it. He completely ruins it. And this could have been such another good thing, but they ruined Zach Brown. Like, well, he did it to himself completely. But he makes himself look worse in and it's not just in Drive to Survive, it's with everything that he does. I think he really
wait.
embarrasses the team. He embarrasses the team. And
I
poor
was
Andrea
embarrassed.
Stella. Poor Andrea Stella.
I was embarrassed for the team. Just wait till you there's a few episodes where he like hosts team dinners like for the sponsors and stuff before the race. And it is cringy. It like makes me want to gag. It's absolutely just no. No.
I don't
It's
think
like
the F1 fans will disagree with you, though. I don't think they like him either.
I don't think so. I'd rather watch Scott's Tots episode of The Office on repeat for the rest of my life than ever have to watch Zach Brown do that again. Like,
Hey, Mr. Scott, what you gonna do? Make our dreams come true.
ugh.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know. They don't even compare it. They don't even compare it to me. But a lot of it's funny. A lot of F1 fans. I don't know if you've ever seen the one where they're in like the Minions lab, and then they show the pictures of the F1 guys, and like ooh ooh. But a lot of people don't like Lando Norris either. People like Oscar Piastri, but I think what really happens is a lot of F1 fans love Max. They love Red Bull, and I think Zach Brown, instead of playing into the rivalry like Mercedes did, I don't think he's doing it the right way. And I think that he's really losing fans that way. But there is a lot of, younger fans that love McLaren, but I don't know. I don't think it's because of Zach like he might think.
I think you're right. I think it's the younger fans that like McLaren. I'm sure that's a very generalized statement and probably unfair of me to say.
That's
I
why we
would,
like Red Bull. We like Red Bull because we started watching it with Max dominating and Drive to Survive. So I understand it.
and I understand being a Mercedes fan. Like if I were to switch, I'd go to Mercedes. I totally understand it. It's Ferrari fans are ride or die. They ride or die.
I give you
So, and
credit.
we'll see what happens with the new team, right? We'll see how Cadillac fans stand out, but they got good merch though. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, McLaren used to have good merch, but I refused to buy it because I hate Zach Brown. But Cadillac has some nice merch and
Yeah.
I like everybody over there. So send me
Yeah.
your merch.
Formula Facts. Oh, we can rep the merch. We'll rep the merch. We'll
I will
change our
gladly
background. We'll change our
Cadillac.
background to black and gold. Whatever you guys want.
Yes. Yes, we will gladly be sponsored by Cadillac. We will only do Cadillac facts.
Cadillac Facts with Jack and Destiny. Um, well, I think Cadillac's something that we all can look forward to. I mean, are they going to be at the top of the grid? No. But it's something that we can all be excited for, something for them to continue to grow into the sport, especially in America. I really hope that it's not going to be like a Haas part two, where, Haas really struggling to have fans. And really it's crazy, like these teams, like if you're Gene Haas and you spend all this money to have this Haas team, and sure they've been getting better, but like, do you really have any fans that really like, oh come on, let's go Haas? Like, whenever they pan over in the grandstands, is everybody wearing the red and white? Like, no, they're wearing the red for Ferrari, but not for Haas. So I don't know. It's just like it's weird how these teams do it. Like, have you ever seen like a Kick Sauber fan and all these people like
I was just thinking
an
that
Audi fan? I'm like, what?
I've been to 3 Grand Prix and I cannot remember ever seeing a
I think
Sauber fan.
I think there's more Apex GP fans than there is Sauber, Haas, and Audi all together, right?
No, put Alpine in there. It's
And Alpine
I think it's rare to see an Alpine fan in the wild.
out in the wild, out in the grandstand. No,
Uh,
but I don't know. I really hope Cadillac will do a good job this year. It's gonna be building. The whole year is gonna be building, but that's gonna be fun to watch. So that's something we can look forward to next year of Drive to Survive is watching them. Build this team up. But Valtteri Bottas is so entertaining. On and off the track. Checo's the same way. So I think I'm really excited about that.
yeah. Do you want to get into your predictions? Who's going to take pole and who's going to win?
Well, people hate our predictions because our predictions are so jaded.
Max Verstappen.
Yeah, but I mean, you already gave. I'll give my prediction. I'll go for it. I'll explain my prediction, and then I'll give my secondary prediction, which may be my more realistic one. Obviously, I don't expect Max to get pole at Albert Park. Do I think he might win the race? Of course, I think he can win the race just because he's Max Verstappen and he's just very talented driver. You can never count Max out. You never would bet against Max. It's the same way they talk about it in football. You're never going to bet against Patrick Mahomes. It's the same way for me. But when it comes to pole position, Max can get a lot of, tenths of seconds, hundreds of seconds off of that lap time. But I think pole position is really determined by the car itself. So that's where I think we're going to see a Mercedes with a Kimi Antonelli, a George Russell. We might see a Ferrari, but I don't think Ferrari would hold the lead if they did start the race. I don't know. I really don't think so. I think it's going to be a Mercedes on pole. I don't know. I really don't like George Russell. Kimi Antonelli. I think Kimi Antonelli will get pole. Maybe George Russell 2, Max 3. I see Max overtaking them both in turn 1. Max taking it home for glory, putting up 25 points, helping out my
You
fantasy team. I got him for double points this week. Ride or
Oh.
die. I'm ride or die.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it'll be a Mercedes on pole. I was thinking that before you said it. And I'm hoping for a Max win. I think it'll be George that puts it on pole, although Kimmy is fast. He is so fast. So I'm not going to count him out. But yeah, I definitely think Max is going to win it.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, why? Like, I don't know. Do you want to look at our fantasy teams?
Oh boy.
I think I have a good fantasy team this week.
You think you have a good fantasy team?
Did you look at my fantasy team? You didn't like it?
I don't know if I can see your. I think that's my problem with the Formula One fantasy. I don't think I can see other people's teams.
I have no idea how the fantasy team works. I really do.
I need to remember to do my F1 predict. Maybe we
Apparently,
do
I'm
that.
allowed to have 3 teams, but I only have one. But I'm okay with my one team.
All right, so my team.
Oh, I see. Oh, is this your team? Oh, maybe I can only have my team.
My team is Max Verstappen. I have him for 2x points.
Me too.
Kimi Antonelli. I'm gonna crush it.
Oh, you are.
And then listen to this. I have Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas, and then Ollie Behrman.
Oh my God. So you really went all out with those first two, and now you're. What do you have for your cars? You must have no money left.
That was my problem. I spent all my money on Max and Kimi.
Yeah.
My two teams are Cadillac and Ferrari. So I really have to hope that Ferrari gives a little bit of hope and hope that I made a good investment in Cadillac.
Yeah. I
You,
get. Okay, well, I'll give you my team. I think my team's actually. I think I actually have an okay team. I tried to spread it out with my constructor and then my drivers. I'll go to the back of my team first, and I'll go like who I really got who's good. So I have Behrman and Ocon. I have them both. I think like they can get some good points. They can always finish in the top 10. We saw that last year. They're always the sleeper choice, so they could always do something with the. It's not gonna be like I'm not picking a Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso for the first race of the season. With all this going on, so I would rather pick a Haas where I know they can get somewhere hopefully consistent. I got Gabriel Bortoleto. I think he's gonna have a good year this year. I really have a good feeling about him. He's gonna be in
do
the
you
top 10 every
really?
time. I don't know, but I think he's gonna have an okay season. And then Pierre Gasly. I don't know. He was with the money I had left, I could afford him, and he was the best one left. It was either him or Nico Hulkenberg. But I'm like, ugh. Then I have $8 million left. I'm like, what am I doing? But then I had Max Verstappen for double points. I was like, how could I go against having Max? I was like, well, I can go for George, but George is like, at that point, I was like, I should just get Max. Then I have Mercedes as my constructor, which I think is a good move because I have Kimi and George who can both do good, and then Haas is my constructor. So I really need a good race out of Haas because I have both their drivers and their constructor. So I really need a good race out of them.
Okay, so let's take a look. Have you ever played F1 Predict?
No, but my friends at school play it all the time, and they ask me for my advice. I said, you don't want my advice.
Yeah, you do.
I'll play it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it live.
Let me find it. Go under fantasy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fantasy. Under home.
Well, it was a little toggle button.
Lost it. I saw it before. Wait, where'd it go? 1 second.
So
As you can see,
right now, wait, did you see the fantasy stats in F1? So in the F1 app, it says value for money, McLaren and Hulkenberg. Most overtakes was Haas and Ollie Behrman. Most points in a single race was McLaren and Max Verstappen. And most positions gained Haas F1 team and Nico Hulkenberg. F1's dream team in 2025 was George Russell, Oliver Behrman, Esteban Ocon, Isaac Hadjar, Gabriel Bortoleto, with the constructors as McLaren and Mercedes. This is crazy.
Yeah, where did they get all the money to make that team? I cannot afford that team. I feel like I spend like one person. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I got to get all the Audis and all that. How do they afford that? That's crazy.
All right, let's F1 predict.
Can't find my F1 predict. I might have to
Maybe
go
they
over
got maybe they got rid of it.
No, every time I reopen the app, it's there for like 2 seconds and it goes away. Where'd it go? Got it. Oh, went away.
I know. So maybe they got rid of it.
What if I can do it? Let me see if I can do it on the website. Ain't no in open. Oh, F1 Predict. Okay, I got it. Make
All
your
right.
prediction.
Well,
Okay. Do you
how
want to do
did you
it?
find it? How did you find it?
Go on the website. It's on the website.
Yeah. Where's the website? Fantasy
F1.com.
engagement.
Wait, F1predict.formula1.com.
Okay. I got it. Make your predictions.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. And they have a bonus 2026 season predictions. That's crazy. Okay. Question 1. Predict the podium for the 2026 Australian Grand Prix. Get double the points when your picks finish in the top 3. Pick the exact position, you get a double score.
Wow.
Well, I think we know.
We're both going to put the same person first. Second, just for the sake of the points, maybe I'll go with George. Right? Oh, wait, but Kimi Antonelli has 18 points. So if he does good, then I get double points, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I'll
All right,
do.
so I'm going first Max, second Kimi, third
Yeah.
Oscar Piastri.
Oscar P. Oh, because
It's
he
his
has a lot of
home.
points.
It's his home Grand Prix.
I'm gonna go Max, Kimi, Lando. Just because they got a lot of good points. George only has 5 points, which means I guess he's favored, but so it's not even worth it. Okay, that's our first one. Who are you applying your? Do we have to apply a 2 times chip, or can we save it?
No, you choose that on one slide.
Okay, so maybe let's just see where we're gonna use it.
All right, so question 2, which driver takes pole position?
We gotta go with Kimi or George.
I'm going with Kimi for sure. Kimi for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so Q3, which driver qualifies the highest? Pierre Gasly or Carlos Sainz?
These ones are so much fun. Me and my friend used to sit in school and we'd be like, and she'd be like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, I don't know. Who qualifies higher in Q? You got to go with Carlos.
I'm going to go with Pierre Gasly.
Oh my gosh!
He looked better in testing than Carlos did.
No, but it's Pierre Gasly and Alpine.
I know, but I'm looking to maximize points.
But you don't even. Oh, wait. Now, do you get more points? He only has 10 points, though. Carlos should be doing better. If he wins, I get more points. Okay, I'm going with Carlos.
All right. Q4, how many teams will get a driver into Q3?
Okay, your Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull. I don't think Red Bull's both drivers are going to get into Q3.
I'm going with 6.
That means that there'd have to be a Haas and then an Alpine.
Maybe. I mean, Pierre's Alpine does look good. I know you hate to hear it.
Yeah, you got to go with 6. Otherwise, that means that every other driver is they're going to have to get almost both in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, try. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with 6. Maybe 6 or 7. Maybe.
Q5, which team will set the fastest pit stop of the race?
Ferrari.
I'm going with.
Or Red Bull. Or McLaren.
You think Red Bull? I'm going to go Mercedes.
That is such a bad pick. That is a bad pick.
I'm going Mercedes.
I'm going Ferrari.
Toto Wolff's going to be back there with the tire jack. Watch it. It's going to be the fastest pit stop.
McLaren's going to have one of those moments where the guy doesn't know how to do the wheel job, on his first day. Okay, fastest lap. Oh, fastest lap. They got rid of that point a couple years. Oh, I love that point. I wish they'd kept that.
All right, so who do you think will set it? I think if we're going with pole, Kimi especially in Vegas, set the fastest lap time. I'm going Kimi.
Yeah,
Kimi's
he's worth the points. He's worth the
race.
points. I'll do it. I agree. He's worth the points.
Q7, which team scores the highest race finishing position? Alpine or Audi?
Alpine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. All right. Q8.
Ooh, these are
Where
fun.
will Isaac Hadjar finish the race?
Hmm.
No way he's in podium. I have to put him in the points, though. He's got
I'll
to
go
be.
4th to 10th.
Yeah. This man cannot DNF again.
Or do you put not classified and say DNFs?
No
I
way.
think you either
No
got to go
way.
4th to 10th or you got to go DNF.
4th to 10th. He's in the points for sure. Okay, Q9. Will the safety car or the virtual safety car be required in the first 5 laps of the Grand Prix? Almost certainly.
I think a bold pick. It has to be yes. These Aston Martin alone might have a couple. I'm gonna go yes.
All right, last question. Question 10. How many classified finishers?
19. Either 19 or 20. Maybe 20. Oh. Oh, I can either go less than 16 or I can go above 19? Okay. Or do I say it's 19? I don't think the Aston Martins are going to finish. That's 2. And I believe that one Cadillac or one Audi or maybe an 18. I think maybe 2 of them might have to drop out.
I'm going to go 19.
Okay. Well, I'll stick with you because then I can't get beat.
I'm going to double points on the
I think I might have to go with the... Really?
No, I'm gonna double points on Isaac Hadjar finishing in the points. That's
I'm
my
double
2.
pointsing on my podium.
All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Finish. And then, do you want to go in and do the 2026 season predictions? Let's do it.
Can we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Okay, we have 8 days left to do it. Gotta do it now. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Q1.
Top 3 drivers.
Top 3 drivers for the Drivers' Championship.
Do.
Yeah.
I'm already double points in it. Let's go. Here we go.
I have to be realistic about this.
No, I'm not being realistic. Not being realistic at all.
So I'm going to go, obviously, Max winning drivers. I want so badly to put Kimi Antonelli as second, but Mercedes is going to go through that engine thing.
It's got to be George.
Are you serious right now?
I'm just, well, are we going for points or are we going, I hate him? I don't know. It's got maybe Lando.
Lando's going to drive to fight. I wanted to put Oscar, but I just don't think.
No. I don't think Oscar will be top 3.
You know what? I'm going to go for it. I think it's going to be Max, Lando, and Kimi.
I'm going to go Max, Lando, and then George Russell.
All right.
Hate to do it, but...
which team do you think will take the constructors?
Mercedes.
You know, I do too.
Mercedes or Ferrari?
I think Mercedes, because to win constructors, you need 2 drivers performing consistently.
Yes,
and I don't like McLaren, so I'm going to go with Mercedes.
Which driver will score the most Grand Prix pole positions this season? Got to be a Mercedes. I'm going to go with George.
I am too. I agree with that. I agree.
I might have to double that later. How many first-time Grand Prix winners will we see in 2026? 0. I think it's 0.
I think it's 2.
First time?
First time Grand Prix runners.
Crazy?
No, I'm not crazy. Listen to me.
Who?
Kimi Antonelli.
Who else? Who else could it even be? Liam Lawson. No.
You know what? Checo is going to come back and he's going to...
Checo's won a Grand Prix before.
Oh, you're right. Shoot. I was thinking about constructors. All right.
I'm going 1.
No, you know what? I'm going to say 2. I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
We did not see Nico Hülkenberg taking a podium last year, so I'm going to go 2.
Okay. Oh, that's a tough one.
Who wins the Grand Prix qualifying head-to-head at Cadillac this season?
So who gets the most points by the end of the year? No, the
I think,
qualifying head-to-head. So who's going
yeah,
to do the best in qualifying?
Checo.
Oh, I was going to think Valtteri.
All right, well, we're going to see.
Okay, I'm going Valtteri, just to
All
disagree.
right, going with
Okay.
Checo. All right, so last year, McLaren had the fastest pit stop. Who will have the fastest pit stop this season?
Ferrari. They're fast.
I'm still going with Mercedes.
Okay. Okay.
Who will win the DHL Fastest Lap Award this year? The award is given to the driver who records the most fastest laps during the season.
Kimi Antonelli.
Kimi Antonelli, I agree with you.
I almost picked Lance Stroll on accident.
What?
That would have killed my predictions.
All right. Which team comes out on top of the constructors? Alpine or Audi? Audi.
Audi? Franco Colapinto. He kills it. Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you. I like Audi.
Yeah. All right. And when will the Drivers' Championship be decided? Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Las Vegas, Sao Paulo, or earlier?
No earlier than Vegas. I don't know. I think I should I have high hopes and just go for Abu Dhabi? I think it could really be. I don't know. I think it's either going to go to the end or we're going to know right away. You know.
Well, we thought we knew right away last season, and it went to
That's
the
what
end.
I'm saying. I think you never know, and you can never say it's going to be Mercedes because in July everything's going to change. Maybe
I'm
Qatar.
going to go with Vegas.
Oh, I'm going to go Qatar.
Okay. All right, last question. Will we see will 2026 see a new driver crowned champion?
No.
I agree. Max or nothing?
What are we going to apply our 2 times to? You could do it towards. Do you think you're top 3 in the drivers' championship? I'm pretty confident in it. Or pole positions. I'm also confident in George. Fastest laps. I'm also confident in that.
I'm gonna sandbag this and put it on the last question. We will not see a new driver crowned champion.
Wow.
And that's because I'm not confident.
I'm going 2 times on my drivers' championship. I think it's going to be good.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, predictions are in.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes, the season starts in mere minutes. We're going to turn this off and watch FP1 in Melbourne, and everything that we probably said has just probably been undone. So,
yeah, we have the curse, the jinx.
Yes, we do have the jinx.
Well, it's going to be an exciting season.
You know what isn't a jinx? Valtteri Bottas does not have to serve that 5-place grid penalty.
I saw that. Did you see the video of him? And he was, it was kind of cool, yeah. Oh,
so thank goodness.
Well, it was an exciting episode of Formula Facts. I think me and you were both, we're giddy, we're excited. We're starting Formula One season. T-minus a couple days until the first race. Some crazy times though, right, in America. So, set your clocks, people, and your alarms. But I'm excited. I'm pumped up.
It's gonna be great. All right, we'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week.